The rapid pace of innovation is changing the landscape for a new, diverse workforce. It's never been more important to build skills to meet the challenges of a rapidly changing economy. The ecosystem is key. The collaborative effort between public and private organizations plays a critical role for the next generation, whether that's upskilling or providing resources that boost careers in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. We'll be providing a global focus on the digital divide and the importance of building skills for educational purposes. Let's see what EY is doing to foster collaboration in this quickly evolving ecosystem. We'll hear from Rajiv Memani, Managing Partner and Global Chair of the Emerging Markets Committee, EY India, Lindsay Nefresh Clark, Founder and CEO of W4, Dr. Sapna Poti, Government of India, Program Director, Officer of the Principal Scientific Advisor to GOAL, and Carol O'Donnell, Director of the Smithsonian Science Education Center.
Emerging markets have a strong economic momentum in the last few years. And one of the reasons why this economic momentum is strong is because of the strong demographic dividends in countries like India, Indonesia, some of the other ASEAN countries, Middle Eastern countries. Technology has been a big force multiplier and a competitive advantage. The pace of digital adoption has been exponential, leading to greater access to services, more consumption and financial inclusion in these economies. Among these mega trends, the young generation is coming of age, growing up in the age of heightened awareness of a climate emergency, a global pandemic, and accelerating digitization. This means that for them, the world of work will be different from how it is today. So at EY, we are trying to seek innovative approaches to teach transferable skills to young students. Our investments in talent are geared towards the holistic development of students, giving them confidence and getting them future ready for jobs. We strongly believe that bringing more women into the technology career and will build a very strong future talent pool and also a very diverse pool, which is very, very important. So the EY STEM app, I think, is a powerful initiative to encourage young meritorious girls to pursue a career in STEM fields. Its experiential learning techniques aid collaboration, creativity, self-confidence, and efficiency, which are the core skills that are required in the future. The app's overwhelming success has paved the way for us to launch the program in 14 countries, including the US, Australia, Philippines, UK, Ireland, and also across Middle East and North Africa. In emerging markets and in other geographies, when we look at education, I think we do try and do things which have scale impact, leveraging government and the NGO infrastructure.
It's impossible to overstate the importance of digital access and equity if we are to achieve gender equity. Digital's role is vast and variegated. It's cross-cutting and can have positive impacts across the board, from increasing women's participation in the labor force, to increasing women's political participation, to ensuring inclusive, sustainable development. COVID-19 pandemic really threw the potential power of digital into stark relief, highlighting the tragic gaps between the digital haves and have-nots, and underscored the urgency of closing the digital divide and the digital gender divide. W4's overarching objective is to promote girls' and women's equal access to and participation in information and communication technologies, what we call ICTs. Now, our training programs are designed to serve girls and women from underprivileged and marginalized communities. So we're often operating in highly challenging contexts where no other services are available. And this is to protect marginalized girls and women from being digitally excluded and left behind. Across the globe, there's still an egregious digital gender divide, and women remain chronically underrepresented across the tech sector, particularly in technical, decision-making, and leadership positions. The Her Digital Skills program is designed to address the multiple interrelated barriers that tend to hold girls and women back on their tech learning and career paths. Our initiative puts girls and women and their needs and aspirations at the heart of the program design. So we can offer girls and women adapted digital skills training and mentoring opportunities that we can call meaningfully gender transformative. EY is a key invaluable partner in Her Digital Skills, both as a co-founder of the Her Digital Skills program in the design and global rollout of the program, and also through the generous pro bono participation of EY employees from across the globe who are contributing to the mentoring program, making time to share their expertise and mentor young women who are just embarking on their tech careers. Already thousands of girls and women across 20 countries on 4 continents have benefited from the program.
Change is something which is happening on a very regular basis, because of which we need a lot of changes in skilling. Right? You need to upskill people, and they need to learn on the move and basically be able to do what the kind of performance that is expected from people today. So because of that, upskilling is a very, very important area, and the skill sets could range from, say, artificial intelligence to quantum to virtual reality, augmented reality. Education, I think, needs a huge change in terms of the way it is delivered, the pedagogy as well as the delivery. You could have the best of information and knowledge, but if people are not able to assimilate that in a very fun and easy manner, a lot of it gets missed out. So, and I think education per se needs to be looked at completely in a different manner today. We need to use some of these technologies like the AI, the AR, VR, as well as the gamification quite seriously for delivering this entire knowledge that we plan to do. When we met the Ernst & Young leadership, we were very excited because we saw this entire app that they had already built, which also had gamification and a lot of global resources. You could learn about sustainable development goals, environment, mathematics, and all the STEM courses in a far more interesting manner. So we linked them up to Navodaya, and Navodaya was very excited, and they had about 10,000 students enrolled on this app, and they got trained and so on. And that was launched very recently. And then we also, of course, hope that we increase it to the other government schools and so on.
Well, when you have a complex idea like climate change or environmental justice or biodiversity loss, food security, it requires more than just the teaching of science or the teaching of math or engineering or technology. It requires the teaching of social emotional learning skills, civic engagement. So how do you use your knowledge to act in a community? How can we make certain that we take an important set of disciplines like science, technology, engineering, and math, and make it meaningful to youth? Help them engage in transdisciplinary learning around topics that are real world, driven by real world phenomenon, addressing real world problems. And in order to do that, bringing together STEM education, which inherently is interdisciplinary, together with sustainable development, which is addressing these complex socio-scientific issues that underlie the UN Sustainable Development Goals. If we can bring together STEM education for sustainable development, then many of our young people today will see STEM as meaningful to them. They'll see STEM as a tool to be able to solve some of the local challenges or problems that they see. They'll see STEM as a way of being able to solve problems through entrepreneurship or the development of new ideas or innovative ideas that will then give back to their community. And so all of a sudden STEM becomes less about workforce development and more about workforce development to solve the complex issues of our time.
The societal need for these critical skills has never been more important. With technology moving faster than ever, we need to make sure this diverse new workforce can find success and bridge the digital divide.